Hey everyone, today's video is super exciting. We're going to be featuring two of the Valk 3 power prototypes and the original Valk 3. The Valk 3 is one of the best selling cubes we've ever had at speedcubeshop.com. It's one of my personal favorites. It's a fantastic speed cube. It's loved by many. This one right here is actually a test cube, but what I really want to focus on is the Valk 3 Power M and the Valk 3 Power, and kind of compare it to the original Valk 3 and see what the key differences are, if the Valk 3 Power is going to be right for you, if you're going to like it, and just sort of go over some of the key differences that are going to be showcased in the new Valk 3 Power that should be released very soon. So the first thing I want to talk about is the overall feel in your hand. So while the Valk 3 and the Valk 3 Power do weigh just about the same, the Valk 3 Power just carries the weight differently. It feels a lot more core heavy, it feels a lot more dense, a lot more stable. The Valk 3 was a great cube and could be easily stabilized with magnets and lube and whatever, but out of the box it definitely has a more clacky, loud feel. It's a lot louder, still very smooth though. The Valk 3 Power, however, a lot quieter, and it feels a lot more stable out of the box. Just for testing's sake, both of these Valk 3 Powers, both the M and the regular, have been, the regular and the M, have not been lubricated, tensioned, or magnetized by myself, just to keep the test very fair and consistent. So we pretty much are dealing with three brand new cubes here. I was actually a part of the Valk 3 Power development. I was able to help kind of give some feedback on the spring choices and cool stuff like that when I was over at Chi in my recent trip and was able to hang out with Matt's Valk for a while, which is a cool treat. And it was really amazing to see the amount of work that Chi puts into the Valk 3 Power and all of the other releases. It's just no amount of detail goes untouched. And I actually heard Matt's talking about just how he doesn't want to rush the release on this. It's been in the making for quite a while, but it was so important to him to make sure that it is just perfect, which is one of the things that really sets the Valk 3 and the Valk 3 Power apart from more modern day speed cubes. The Valk 3 Power M, the magnets that are used in it are more, they feel like an N35 type feel. It provides a lot of stability, as you can imagine, smoother rotations, a little bit more control. Definitely do like the feel of it. It's about a 4 by 1.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter. I'll have to check again. But yeah, like I said, just anticipate it feeling like a moderate N35 magnet. The turning on the Valk 3 Power is very smooth. There's some key differences on the mechanism that enable this. The smallest changes in the mechanism can make a huge difference in feel. The Valk 3 is smooth, but a little bit bumpy, a little bit louder, like we talked about. So what I want to do is dive into the mechanism on both of these and show you guys some of the key differences. One of the big things that I was pretty surprised about with the Valk 3 Power when I first saw it was the primary internals. If I turn like that. So I asked Matt's why the primary internals. He was a little bit concerned about the look. We agreed that it doesn't look bad, but maybe going solid color would look better. But the reason behind this is to kind of eliminate the myth that stickerless cubes perform better than black or white cubes do. So by this having primary internals on the edges, it kind of eliminates any potential differences aside from a little bit on the corners right there. So going back to the mechanism, I was really surprised to see that these centers are actually exactly the same on the Valk 3 and the Valk 3 Power. Identical. Caps are the same, completely the same design. The core, however, is different. The Valk 3 Power has a new reinforced core and also has this cool feature that makes it so that the screw can only go in vertically. So you don't have to worry about kind of cross-threading your screw anymore. That is going to be a thing of the past with the Valk 3 Power. The edges obviously do feature a new capped design versus the traditional split edge design on the Valk 3. The reason behind this was not only for the primary internals, but also to kind of alleviate that slight bump that we talked about earlier in the video. By having this split edge design on the regular Valk 3, it does create a slight bump. If you run your finger over an edge like I am right now, you can kind of hear and feel a slight bump. It's pretty minimal, but it does make a difference while solving. The corner design is pretty much the same. There's not really much change, really. The grooves are about the same. Everything's about the same. The key difference here is that the Valk 3 Power is now completely solid, where the Valk 3 has, you can see right there, it's actually hollowed out, which kind of creates some of that loud clacky noise, whereas the Valk 3 Power is completely solid. So overall, I think the Valk 3 Power is a pretty nice upgrade to the Valk 3. One thing I really liked about the Valk series is that you're not getting a new release every few months. It's planned out, and it gives you enough time to really use the Valk 3 or whatever cube is out and kind of get used to it, enjoy it, and then look forward to the new release in about a year. Overall, what do I think? I have had both of these guys for, maybe a little over a month now, and I've really enjoyed the solves that I put on with them. They become my unofficial mains. I have set up cosmic versions, which I will be showing in a later video. I have some more prototypes coming in tomorrow, actually, so I'll be doing some more testing and kind of getting some final prototypes for myself before I show that to you guys. But overall, I think the Valk 3 Power is going to be a fantastic update to the Valk series. The overall stability, smooth design, and just, I don't know, its unique feel. It just is not quite like anything else that is on the market at this time. It doesn't feel quite the same as GTS2. Doesn't have that. It has the smoothness of a GAN, but I don't know. It's kind of like mixing a GAN and a GTS2 together. You get the stability of the GAN and the smoothness, and you get the kind of design and feel of a GTS2. But like I said, it was really a pleasure to be a part of some of the development of the Valk 3 Power and to visit Chi again, to visit all my friends over there, and get to spend some time with Mats. I'd highly suggest the Valk 3 Power to just about any cuber. They also are doing a whole new box design. It's going to be really cool. So I'll have some pictures posted of that as soon as it's available to me. The Valk 3 Power will be available for pre-order at SpeakyCubeShop.com here very soon, if it isn't already. As soon as it's available for pre-order, there will be a link right down there in the description box down below, or you can just visit SpeakyCubeShop.com. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick kind of breakdown, first look overview of the Valk 3 Power and the Valk 3 Power M. If you have any questions for me about either of these two cubes, leave it in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to answer you as quickly as possible. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.